And welcome back to B&E Productions. I'm Ethan, and today's video is going to be about plate carriers versus chest rigs. So, on the table I have an LBX 0300S and then a Haley Strategic DC3RM. So, I'm going to kind of go over the pros and cons of using both, just things to think about when you're choosing, man, should I run a plate carrier or a chest rig? Now keep in mind, this video is more geared towards airsoft, so that's why there's going to be a bit of a difference between like real world applications and then like airsoft. I mean, there's a huge difference. So, start off with the plate carrier. This is a LBX 0300S, like I said. I've had this for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, so got a lot of experience and a lot of games with this under my belt. And then my Haley Strategic rig, I've had it for about 6-ish months, somewhere around there. But I've definitely been using this a lot more than my plate carrier in recent times, and I'll get into why. So, one thing to note about both of these items is, depending on how you set it up is going to be, kind of depends on how comfortable it is over time. But for the most part, because of the way plate carriers are designed, they're designed to hold armor, and I just have like foam sappy plates just to help them keep their shape. I'm not too interested in having real plates in when I play, but even still with these fake ones, they trap a lot of heat. I played one Milsim game in this, and I was like just dying to take this off. And after that game, I was like, man, I should really get a really good chest rig. But it does its job well. It was just extremely hot, and I play in Texas, so like when it's hot, just all that heat and sweat just gets trapped. There's not a whole lot of ventilation in plate carriers, or at least depending on maybe some of the ones that you can get. For the Haley rig, literally it's just this on your chest with a couple straps. So there is a lot of room for ventilation, just getting that heat off of you and not being like uncomfortable as the day goes on. And it just, I think the chest rig really wins out in that situation. So, moving on to capacity of kind of what you can carry. It really depends on which rig you get from which brand, because there's many different brands where it's like you can get the very most minimalistic plate carrier and literally you can just put some mag pouches and maybe something on your back. Or you can get huge chest rigs that like you can put almost everything that you own on. So, kind of really just depends on what brand you get. But for me, I like to play minimalistic. If you've been watching the channel for a while, you probably know that by now. But with this, I can hold up to 5 mags, just stacked up normal. I got the normal 3 insert, and then I have the wedge in the back. So if I choose to do that, I can. I can have 5 on there in a very small package. Here I've got 4 in my HSGI taco pouches and then 1 on the side. So already this beats that out. I mean, I could go further out with double-decker tacos, but as you can already kind of tell, like, you're just going to start stacking and stacking and stacking, just making this thing bigger. So, kind of just depends what your goal is, what your missions are. So, between these, it's kind of what you want to look like, because I know, like, when I first bought a plate carrier, I was like, yeah, it's going to look so cool, it's going to be awesome. And then when I actually started, playing a lot in it, I was, like, really just like, man, this kind of sucks. It really does look cool, and you just have that look, and you're like, alright, this is going to be awesome. But it just traps in a lot of that heat. It's a lot of extra bulkiness and a lot of extra weight that you don't really need, especially in airsoft. Common reoccurring theme on the channel, it's just like, airsoft is a lot of looks, and a lot of it for me is figuring out, man, just because it looks cool doesn't mean that it's the best option for me. Chest rigs, on the other hand, just very, at least the ones that I've been playing with and experienced, is like, man, it's just exactly what I need, nothing more, nothing less. And if I really need something else, I can really put on like a backpack or a belt. Normally I'll just run my Ronin Tactics belt with this, and then I won't even have this extra wedge. I'll just have 2 extra primary magazines and then 3 here. So really just depends. Also on the game that you go to, because some games like require armor. Those are kind of like more far and few in between. But you know, there's certain rule sets are like, hey, if you wear armor, you might have like these extra. Uh, you might have these extra advantages that you won't get if you don't. If you just wear a chest rig. So kind of just pros and cons there to trade off. Personally, it's just like whatever you think is cool and whatever you think would be great to wear, and whatever you choose to spend your money on. But I would say try to have somebody to like let you try them on, or maybe let somebody borrow it from like a field or your friend, just so that way you can get a feel for what these feel like after playing for long extended periods of time. Because I know I can definitely play longer and like just more aggressive and just like pretty much everything more with a chest rig as compared to a plate carrier. If you have any other questions and there's anything you want me to go over more in detail, just let me know. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.